2 months ago, my dad told me flat out he wouldn't contribute a dime to my wedding unless my fiancé proved himself by paying for the entire thing alone. His exact words, if he can't fund it, he's not ready to be a husband. It hit like a brick. I'd grown up middle class, my parents comfortable enough to help if they wanted, but this wasn't about money, it was about control. My dad thrives on it. Vacations, birthdays, even my college tuition. He tied every cent to conditions. My fiancé Will earns a modest salary as a paramedic. We'd planned a small, meaningful wedding. Costs split between us, maybe a bit of help from family if they offered freely. Instead, my dad turned it into a loyalty test. He smirked while saying it, like daring me to argue. I didn't. I just left, heart pounding, and told Will everything. He looked stricken, like he was already failing some imaginary checklist. I refused to let my dad frame my marriage as a transaction. Still, his words dug under my skin. A week later, my mom called, pretending to smooth things over, but clearly sent by him. She repeated the same line. He just wants to see if Will can provide, as if love, commitment, and building a life together counted for nothing. If we didn't perform this little circus trick first. That night, I opened my savings account. I'd been quietly tucking away money for years. Freelance gigs, holiday bonuses, a tiny inheritance from my grandmother he didn't know about. I told no one, not even Will, not yet. The next weekend, we visited my parents. My dad asked if Will had come to his senses. I said we'd figure it out. He smirked again, certain he was winning. Here's the thing about my dad. He hates not being in charge. The wedding was supposed to be his stage. He loves speeches, giving toasts, playing the generous patriarch, but only if everyone dances the way he wants. So I started planning. Secretly, Will and I booked a venue just big enough for close friends and family who actually supported us. I paid deposits quietly, all under my name. Invitations went out by email from a separate account. I told relatives we wanted a surprise twist and begged them to keep it off Facebook so my dad wouldn't find out early. Everyone, to my shock, agreed. Turns out I wasn't the only one tired of his theatrics. 2 weeks before the date, I finally told my parents there'd be a wedding after all. My dad leaned back, satisfied. So he stepped up, he said. Not a question, just smug certainty. The two wide smiles and the loaded questions. It was all there. I smiled. Everything's handled. He didn't ask how. The day arrived crisp and bright. Guests gathered in the little garden venue, strung with fairy lights. Will looked incredible in his suit. My dad showed up in a tux, clearly expecting to hold court. Mid-ceremony, the officiant thanked the bride for making this day possible through her generosity. My dad's head snapped toward me. I met his eyes full on for the first time in weeks. I'd timed it perfectly. The vows flowed right after, so he couldn't interrupt without looking deranged. Reception speeches came. My mom gave a sweet toast. Will's brother spoke. Then my dad rose, champagne in hand, ready to deliver whatever grandstanding monologue he'd been polishing. I beat him to it. Before he could open his mouth, I thanked everyone for coming and added how much it meant that we, Will and I, had been able to create this day ourselves, with our own savings, as a team starting our life together. My voice carried. People clapped. My dad froze, glass midair. He sat slowly, face darkening. He stayed seated the rest of the night, lips thin, watching as people congratulated us on pulling it off without a dime of parental money. Later, my mom whispered he was furious I'd humiliated him. But what really burned him wasn't embarrassment. It was losing the narrative. He wanted credit or control, preferably both. He got neither. The bill, paid in full. The wedding, beautiful. His opinion, irrelevant. When we left for our honeymoon the next morning, he texted a single line. You made a fool of me. So, am I the wrong one here?